Okay, so in today's video, I want to share with you my review of the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra after using it for about 3 months. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and cover how it's been holding up physically. Obviously, that means we need to talk about the design here. As you can see, it is a beautiful phone. It's an absolutely beautiful phone. I love this design. Now, I know that it's subjective, but I personally absolutely love it, especially these individual lenses that you see here. I have absolutely no scratches nowhere around here. And so beautiful design, no scratches anywhere. Like I said, I do have a case for mine here. That's the reason I don't have any issues with that. On the front here, I do have a screen protector. So again, no scratches on that front. So physically, the phone has been holding up very well because it's a flagship phone and it's built like a very, very premium phone. As long as you maintain it well, you will be just fine. Now let's go ahead and jump on performance here. Now as far as performance goes, as you would imagine, this is a flagship phone. This is probably the best phone on the market right now. At least that's what I think. So it's loaded with top level specs. I don't want to delve too long into specs, but as far as performance goes, I can tell you that it is top notch. Sure, there are a few things here and there that I would absolutely love to see Samsung improve on, but overall, or just general, whether you're using for day-to-day stuff or heavy tasks, heavy projects, you could certainly take care of all of that because it's a very high productivity type of phone, right? You can use this thing for a number of things, including projects that require for you to use something like an S Pen, like a stylus, right? What you have here is a top-notch productivity stylus that comes loaded with a whole range of features, including some of what some people could call gimmicks, right? Like the remote. I think it's practical in certain situations, but I personally haven't had a situation where I would use the remote function of the S Pen here. In fact, I'm going to tell you that I haven't used the S Pen on this phone that much, right? I use it here and there. I know I've used it to sign documents and to take down notes, especially when it came down to like grocery and stuff, but I haven't really used it to its capabilities. Now, I did test it out at the very beginning just to see what features were included, and I could tell you that it's loaded with tons of features. And the other reason I don't use it that often is because I generally have a tablet with me that comes with an S Pen, generally a Galaxy tablet that comes with an S Pen. But anyway, I digress there. So you have this guy still loaded with that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 with 12 gigs of RAM. What I have here is 256 gigs of internal storage, and that means that I have 12 gigs of RAM here. As I'm sure you imagine, I have a ton of things running in the background, no issue whatsoever. Every now and then I do play games here. Call of Duty is one of my favorite that I play on this. That also plays extremely well, highest settings. I do have Android 12 loaded here. Of course, the experience has been just flawless, right? Now, I'm gonna say that, when I compare it to like the Pixel 6 Pro or the Pixel 6a that I have here, the new one that Google just sent me, I can kind of tell there's a tiny difference in terms of just the way the animations flow, right? And I tend to prefer what's on the native, on the more, let's say, it leans a lot more native when you do it on the Pixel 6 Pro, right? I would absolutely love to see One UI kind of match that level of fluidity that you have on the Pixel phones. But again, that's not to say that it's not good here. It is probably the best skin you will find on the, in the Android realm, right? In the Android world, in my humble opinion, right? It is my favorite skin in the Android world, but still, I would absolutely love for, for Samsung to be able to match that same level of fluidity of the way the animations flow together with the Pixel 6 Pro. Other than that, performance, I don't want to dive too much into it. I can just tell you that this is the best you're going to get in terms of performance when you're buying any of these Android flagships out there today. And as we are jumping into the next thing here, I want to say that I will put the links in the description for you to go ahead and reserve the upcoming Galaxy Fold 4 and the Flip 4 in case you are interested. Even if you're not interested, just go ahead and hit the links. I actually need as many of you guys as possible to go ahead and hit that link in the description. Again, even if you're not going to order the phone and you just want to see what it's like, just hit the link and go ahead and just reserve. Just reserve. It doesn't cost you anything. No commitment. Just hit the link. Go ahead and reserve the phone. Let's go ahead and jump back here. So still sticking with that performance, and I know I mentioned gaming there. When it comes down to entertainment, whether it's watching movies, high definition movie, super high definition movie, this display is, there's nothing out there that matches this. I should would imagine Samsung makes, displays for a number of manufacturers, and you would imagine that they will keep the best for themselves, right? So this guy is what, 1440 by 3080 or 3088 for the resolution. So picture quality is amazing here. So images, extremely sharp. And this is an AMOLED on OLED display, so you have those inky blacks and inky reds, right? Beautiful display, even outside, under direct sunlight, super bright. You can still gain access and still be able to see everything without necessarily squinting. So it's hands down the best display you will find out there on the phone. Now, as far as additional features, just like it was the case in my regular review of this phone here, I noticed that just face unlock is a lot more better on this phone than on any of my previous Samsung devices. And of course, let's go ahead and quickly talk about the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. It is very good. It's extremely close to something that you will get from like a Touch ID, or let's just say from a physical fingerprint sensor. As soon as you touch it, it just unlocks the phone, and it is super accurate. Of course, you have your typical usual suspect power button, mics all over the place, and then you have a USB Type-C port that you can also use for Samsung wireless DeX, and of course, you can use it to transfer data and for fast charge, right? You can use it for fast charge, and speaking of fast charge, let's go ahead. This is a nice segue to talk about battery. Battery here is good, right? It started off just as you would imagine. At the beginning, it's not great because, it's running the chip. The whole system is running in the background to try to figure out your type of usage so that it can adapt the battery and make it, try to optimize it every time you use it. So it wasn't great for the first week or two. Then it became really, really good. Then I believe, was it the June update? I don't remember. I didn't see a lot of people complain about it, but for my unit here, for some reason, I felt like the battery suffered a little bit, and then it got a little better on its own. The one thing that I'm going to say about the battery is that standby time is not the best out there. Something like even the Pixel 6a that I have here has better standby time than this guy. So it seems like, it's a very powerful, system, that chipset that's always running things in the background. Even with things running in the background, I'll still think that, because it has a large battery in there, I'll still be able to, have good battery life for, on standby. But standby, that's the one thing that I'm going to tell. So when you're not using your phone and it's just sitting there and, let's say you get notifications here and there, you're not actively using your phone, it's still draining a little bit faster than I would like. Not that it's bad where you look at it after an hour, you've lost 10%. I'm just saying compared to something like a Pixel, I've noticed that the Pixel, let's say after a few hours, if it would lose, let's say 1%. This guy probably would lose about 2%, right? But anyway, that was too long on the battery. Let's go ahead and talk camera. Cameras, of course, here, top level cameras. Like I said, I'm not gonna really dive into specs here. The one thing with the camera though is the shutter lag, and I'm pretty sure you guys saw this coming. Shutter lag has been improved. It works well. Let's just say I wish it would work as fast as what you have on like a Pixel or like an iPhone. Shutter lag has improved a lot, but I still wish it were faster, right? But it's better now. And the reason I'm saying that is because generally if I'm taking pictures of like my kids as they're running around and I'm trying to catch every single moment, every now and then I might miss one thing or two, right? So if you're in that situation, that may be one thing that you want to consider. Anyway, other than that, picture quality is top notch, right? When you take pictures, super sharp. Post-processing on here is really at another level, all the way down to video also. Even with video, when you take videos here, still very, very good. Now, one thing that I want to mention here is that when you take videos with this phone, for long videos, you will, the phone will get noticeably warm, right? It gets not something really to worry about like that. Depending on what you do, it might get a little warmer, and that's obviously because the chipset there is working overtime in there. So just another thing to keep in mind there. Now, I think that's about it. I mean, we could talk about the selfie, the front-facing camera. That one is also very good. I don't use that much, and my wife does. Every now and then she would, rather than using her iPhone, she would just get my phone. She would just take my phone for selfies and all that stuff. But personally, I don't use it, and it's been working. It's been working great. Now, the bottom line is this. This is a fantastic phone. If you're out there looking for the best phone in the Android market, you could go ahead and jump on the website, on the Samsung website. They still do have the deal going where you get, I believe, $1,100. I think you get $1,100 in trading credit if you bring in like a S22 21 Ultra, which I showed you how to jump through hoops in order to get access to gain those credits, right? So you could probably buy one for like $400 and get $1,100 to propose this phone, and then you might end up paying like $199 for the phone. Make sure to check out the website. I'm gonna have the link in the description so that you can check out the website and see if this deal is still available. Anyway, that's my take on this phone. So if you want the best phone in the Android world right now, probably the best phone available, it's this guy. It's the Samsung S22 Ultra. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Let me know your take. I know many of you have things to say about this phone, so let's get that back and forth going in the comment section like we always do. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. Make sure to share this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, of course. I'm going to catch you in the next video, of course. As always, stay safe out there.